I did.
Okay.
I went
Yeah,
to the restroom.
make sure mom has, you know, if they need a pump, if they need to use a restroom, because you want them to do it for at least an hour.
If they need to eat or anything.
I just ate
Make
a really
phone
big
calls.
meal. I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay, and then we
Get my phone out.
pulled our lines,
Mhm.
and then we detached the portable.
Well, you can actually leave this because it will reach.
Sometimes, just for
Sometimes they
safety
don't.
measures, sometimes they don't. So I have taught some of them how to pop out, and then we'll pop it back in.
Yeah.
Just for security reasons. But whatever.
That's just one.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why you can't put all the signs down?
You can.
Okay.
You can. That is not a problem. Okay, so we've got them all nicely snuggled up. We've got the temp probe.
And you
This
can
one goes unattached.
Mhm.
Okay, so all this goes here. I've already suctioned, checked my ET2 placement to make sure it's where it's supposed to be exactly. The neo bar is secured. Okay, suction the mouth, all that good stuff. All right, and then, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and pull the circuit out. And are you going to lift or what?
I'm going to lift, and then Andrea is going to be to help transfer my lines
And your
and my
cables.
cables.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So we got them nice and snug where the arms are in. And so we're all secure. This is the one thing that we've missed sometimes in the past, are securing the arms.
Yeah, secure the baby. That's bundle and transfer is the easiest way, so they're not splayed out and everything. It's just easier to pick them up and then move them.
And then also you make sure your suction, your ballard suction is attached, okay? So I'm going to turn and I would silence the machine, and then I'm going to disconnect. Jess is going to lift, and I'm going to take the circuit behind us.
And you're going to trace right on the mom's chest with the face towards the ventilator.
And we're going to reconnect, and then I'm going to roll this forward, lock it down again. And then I'm going to get my Versa grips. And attach to the gown if it's tight enough, or the pillows or blankets. Looking at my ET tube to make sure it's still in the same spot and it hasn't been pulled out at all, and it's not any, there's no tension on it. And the baby's head is comfortable and good. And then we also make sure,
Oh, that feels much better. Thank
are we not pulling out our lines and our clothing? It's between your skin and your skin.
And you can leave the baby in the snuggle up too.
As long as they're kind of, they are skin to skin like the whole purpose is, right?
Yeah.
You sit?
Yeah.
Good, real comfy.
I'm good.
Would you like your feet up?
No, I'm good. Just like this.
Okay, so how long would you want them to do this for, optimally? 45 minutes. You want them to do an hour. You're going to check at them, especially at that 45-minute mark. You should be checking throughout, but especially at that 45-minute mark to make sure that they don't need a reposition, because we found that's where the moms get tired, or the dads.
And they do, and you do need to check them anyway in the RTs, because they do allow them to slide down anyway, even though they say they won't. Like the babies right now, I mean, the head can move forward some more, causing the tube to kink or whatever. Because I prefer to prop stuff under their arms, because then that way, because the more relaxed they get, especially when we prop their feet up or they're rocking, because I do allow them to release and rock is okay, because they've got room in the circuit, they got room in their lines, just as long as the baby stays in position, is the way we can keep it good and secure. So.
Okay, and then when we want to transfer back, so.
I have to go home now.
No, actually, you're there for an hour. We'll come back.
I bet my arms will be tired at that point. So I may need that pillow.
Okay, so when we transfer back, let's show how we would do that. So again, you would want to ask a nurse if they would help you transfer back. So Andrea will help me with your RT node so that they can disconnect, because you don't want to just move the baby back.
Joey, not if by chance you have 2 RTs and 1 nurse, that may be okay too. Just in case. That's the way we did it last week. Okay, I'm gonna grab it.
I'm like, and everything's alarming probably because you just disconnected, but like Angie said, you'll silence. So, and then get the baby all nestled back in, and then your monitor.
And you can, like we said, you can plug the monitor back in. And once you got the baby secured in mom's lap, you can plug the monitor back in and make sure it reaches in case she does start to rock. But so back in, we check again to make sure the tube's in the same spot, listen for breath sounds, make sure they don't need suctioning, neo wire's still secured, and that all the lines, temp probes reconnected, and warming up, and all the lines are where they're supposed to be.
And you shouldn't have to monitor their temp if they have the monitor